There's a quiet epidemic affecting men today, one that doesn't make headlines, but steals years from our lives, robs us of our vitality, and chips away at the moments that matter most. It's not a sudden heart attack or a shocking diagnosis. It's the slow, creeping toll of the things we dismiss as just part of life. That afternoon slump we blame on age. The extra weight we assume is inevitable. The low-grade exhaustion we power through with another cup of coffee. These aren't just minor annoyances. They're warning signs, the body's way of telling us something is deeply wrong. And too often, we ignore them until it's too late. Consider this. The average man will live 5 fewer years than the average woman, not because of genetics, but because of choices. Choices to prioritize work over rest, to tough it out rather than seek help, to confuse busyness with purpose. We've been taught that ignoring discomfort is strength, that vulnerability is weakness, and that health is something to think about later. But later is a gamble none of us can afford. The truth is, the greatest threats to men's health aren't always the dramatic, sudden events we fear. They're the silent killers, the habits and conditions we overlook because they don't scream for attention. They whisper. And by the time we finally listen, the damage is often done. Let's talk about one of those whispers, chronic inflammation. You can't see it or feel it directly, but it's there, simmering beneath the surface, fueled by processed foods, stress, and poor sleep. It's the common thread linking heart disease, diabetes, and even depression, yet most men write off its symptoms as normal aging. Then there's the slow erosion of testosterone, the hormone that fuels energy, mental clarity, and drive. Levels drop by about 1% per year after 30, but modern life, plastic toxins, sedentary jobs, and relentless stress accelerates the decline. The result? A generation of men who accept fatigue, weight gain, and fading motivation as inevitable, never realizing these are fixable problems, not life sentences. And what about the emotional toll we never discuss? Loneliness is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, yet men are far less likely to maintain close friendships or seek therapy. We confuse isolation with independence, burying stress until it manifests as high blood pressure, insomnia, or worse. Even our workspaces conspire against us. Sitting for more than 6 hours a day increases mortality risk by 40%, turning desks into slow-motion danger zones. Meanwhile, the 8 hours of sleep we sacrifice for productivity is the very thing that could sharpen our minds, regulate our hormones, and add years to our lives. Perhaps the most insidious silent killer is the belief that health is a luxury for later. We delay checkups, dismiss symptoms, and defer self-care until some undefined future when we'll supposedly have more time. But time is the one thing we can't reclaim. That minor ache in your chest, the rising blood pressure you blame on a busy week, the snoring you joke about, these aren't just quirks, they're alarms. And the men who thrive past 50 aren't the lucky ones. They're the ones who stopped hitting snooze on those alarms years ago. Here's the hopeful part. None of this is inevitable. Small, consistent changes, prioritizing sleep, walking daily, swapping processed meals for real food, can reverse years of damage. The body forgives faster than we think, but it starts with breaking the silence, with recognizing that true strength isn't ignoring pain, but addressing it head-on. So today, ask yourself, what's one whisper you've been ignoring? One habit you've rationalized? Then take the simplest step. Call your doctor, text a friend, go to bed an hour earlier. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Your future self is counting on you. And if this message resonates, pass it on. Because the men in your life might be ignoring the same whispers. Together, we can rewrite the script. No more silent killers. just longer, fuller, healthier lives. That's a future worth fighting for.